right, we're live here. So welcome back, everybody. If this is your first episode, then what we do here, my name's Aaron Smith. I'm a real estate agent and coach here in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Northern Kentucky. What we do here is we interview agents who are succeeding at a high level so that they can share what they've done and how they're doing it and maybe some advice for other people. And today we've got one of my most awesome friends here in Cincinnati, Shelby Neumann. Say hi, Shelby.
Hello. How are you, Aaron?
I'm doing good. I got a busy day today and super exciting stuff happening. So, for the sake of time, let's just go ahead and get it out there. Cool. Tell us a little bit about how long you've been in the business and how'd you arrive in real estate?
So I've been in real estate for about 4 years now. Actually, it'll be 4 years this month, which is pretty cool.
Cool. Happy anniversary.
Real estate after I was in luxury retail for a while and really loved it and, had a really great experience there and was just kind of curious how I could elevate my career path essentially. And one day someone was like, you know what, you're great at slinging shoes. Pretty sure you could sling some houses. And I went through the buying process for the first time and had a really fantastic experience with an agent and thought, dang, if this is what he gets to do every day, I want in on this too. So that's how I started. And I actually ended up starting with his team. Was on the team for about a year and then became an independent agent.
Cool. All right. Well, really quick, what was your role when you joined real estate on that team? What kind of things did you do?
So I was actually a listing specialist when I first joined the team. It was an incredibly successful team and I was able to come in right away and the role was already very clearly laid out for me. And they had a very specific training program and a very specific path that I was supposed to take. And through that, I was able to learn a ton in a really short amount of time.
Awesome. Cool. So 4 years in right now, and just, I guess for reference, what's your production level?
So in 4 years, I've done 65 units for about $12.5 million.
It's pretty solid first 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
You've got to know the business over the last 4 years. What would you say is your biggest contributor to your success?
I would say it's probably my ability to engage with my social network. I know a lot of really fantastic people who know a lot of really fantastic people, and I really enjoy spending time with them. So I think really it's just my ability to communicate and interact with them, not necessarily in terms of real estate, but just in life and in general.
Okay. Give me some examples of that.
Oh gosh. Well, I grew up in Cincinnati, so I'm lucky enough that I have a very strong, I know that wasn't your experience, but I have a very strong home base here and my family is here and, I've got new friends, old friends, everywhere in between. I'd say a super specific example of that is just the fact that I have left my true hometown of Mainville, Ohio, and I've moved closer to the city and I've engaged with people in the food and beverage industry, in the service industry, and through my experience with luxury retail was able to meet a lot of people. And so now I just keep up with their lives. I just care about what they do on a regular basis and what their family's doing and the success that they've had. And I just try to tap into that as often as I can.
So correct me if I'm wrong, but what I hear you saying is that you just make sure that you're present and you're engaging with other people, no matter what they're doing in their life. You're just, being a real person, being engaged with friends, family, everybody in what we call your sphere of influence, and, just being natural and kind of going with the flow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love celebrating birthdays. I love celebrating engagements and anniversaries and babies and graduations and all of these things. I mean, there's so many reasons to celebrate in life. So why not just put that effort that you would, expect from someone else and give it to a neighbor or a friend?
Yeah. And I mean, the way that you do business, because I get to watch from afar and watch you do your business, but the way I would describe your type of business, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's very low friction. it's just so natural to be able to say, hey, happy birthday, or let's go celebrate, or, here's a gift from me to you without asking for anything in return. It's just, you just get to be happy and hang out with people. So
yeah, absolutely. And my initial position in real estate was very different than the business that I run now. And I think that was so imperative for me to learn at an early point in my business, because I learned very quickly what I didn't want to do. And that made it that much easier for me to mold my business model into something that I truly enjoy on a daily basis.
That's awesome. So one of my big kicks right now that I'm on is habits, and like what our good habits are and bad habits are. What are some of the habits that you use on a daily basis that contribute to your success?
So I will be the first one to admit that I am terrible with habits. Not great about them, but I think something that I do on a daily basis, whether or not it's intentional, it's certainly habitual, and that's just to talk to people in a way that feels natural to you. So even if I never leave my office all day long, I still need to make sure I'm texting someone or calling someone or acknowledging someone on Facebook or sending them an Instagram message or writing them a card. But I've noticed that that's probably my strongest habit, and it's not necessarily always intentional, but that's exactly how I run my business. So
I'm going to put you on the spot because you just kind of go off on a little bunny trail here with habits. But what habit, if you adopted it, would take you to the next level?
Oh my gosh, this list is like forever long, but if I had to choose one, it would probably be time blocking for lead generation.
Okay.
And tracking.
I think that, would you say that that's pretty common though in the real estate industry?
Absolutely. We have complete freedom. So why, that's probably going to be the hardest thing, is being able to take control of your calendar and actually work it.
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. Moving forward, you're off the hot seat for a second. We've been in business for 4 years, right? Yep. What's your biggest surprise getting into the real estate industry that when you got in, it was like, whoa, I didn't see that. Or I didn't expect that.
Honestly, I would say how hard it is. Everyone's a real estate agent, right? Like everyone loves Zillow, everyone loves HGTV, but the learning curve is pretty massive. There's a lot that you need to understand, not just on the business side, but on the interpersonal side. I've been so surprised by how important your relationships are with other real estate agents. Like your name means everything in the real estate industry, both to your clients and to the people that you work alongside. So I think that the importance of just relationship with other agents is a huge surprise to me.
Yeah. And, let's spend a little time on that too, because, in our real estate office, I know that you and I have had conversations before where you come up to me and say, hey, have you ever heard of this agent over at this other company, or have you done a deal with them or anything? And, one of my favorite quotes right now is, your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room.
Yes, you said that in our meeting the other day.
I did.
It's so true. It's so true.
And that's the reason that I bring that up is because in real estate, if somebody's, whether you're a new agent or whether you're thinking about getting into the business or you've been in it for a long time, today's market's very competitive because everybody knows 2 or 3 agents, right?
Yeah.
And what happens is that we're getting into multiple offer situations. Well, what plays into a seller taking your buyer's offer? Price, the terms of the offer, and just all the situations of the contract. But also, both agents have to respect each other and like each other. If an agent tells their client, like, hey, I had another deal with this person and they were rude or they were not professional, they were hard to communicate with, that could easily impact your client's offer.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, they tell you that 80% of real estate is done by 20% of the agents.
Yep.
And if you're in that 20%, you better have some great relationships, because that's definitely going to be a situation where you're going to need to pull that card, especially in a multiple offer situation. I just ran into this 2 weeks ago on a house that had 7 offers.
Wow. Did you win?
I did win. Yeah.
Awesome.
We're actually closing here in 4 days, which is awesome. But the agent and I have done 2 or 3 deals together, and we really enjoy each other's company. And so it was just nice to know that when we started the transaction that I knew it was going to go smooth regardless of what happened. And sure enough, like, we're clear to close. So
That's awesome. That's such good advice. Speaking of advice, if you could give advice to anybody who's thinking about getting into real estate or somebody who just got started, what would be the best piece of advice you could give them?
if you are considering getting into real estate, I would say to take a look at the current job that you're in and recognize what aspects of that job you think would translate well to real estate, and then focus on those aspects of your job until you're ready to actually take the plunge and get into real estate. I think
That is very interesting advice. I like that.
yeah, I think that's huge. I mean, before I got into real estate, like I said, I was in luxury retail, and I was working most recently as the store manager at Kate Spade, and we kept a client book, and I had to know everything about my clients, and I had to reach out to them on a regular basis. And I'm sitting here like, well, this is basically what real estate is. So I should probably do this. And I think that helped so much. But it doesn't even have to be people oriented. Like, if you're in a job right now where you are really great at like systems and processes, awesome. You're going to need that too. So like, whatever it is that you are really good at in your job and you think will translate to real estate during this kind of like awkward in between time, focus on those things.
That is good advice. Usually when I ask somebody, they're like, "Oh, you should, start telling people that you're getting into real estate as early as possible," or something like that. But the whole skill set and the other thing too is when you start focusing on what you're really strong with or what aspects you're really good at your job or what interests you about your job, you may actually talk yourself out of getting into real estate because you're more focused on it now and say, you know what, I don't know if I would want to do that in
Right.
that industry. So
Yeah, absolutely. And then I think that if you are already a real estate agent, or if you're like just getting started, I think my piece of advice would be to nail down your morning routine. The rest of your day can be like absolute mush, but if you are doing the same movements every morning, you are eventually going to find success, just simply through the fact that you are no longer going to be rushing around trying to figure out your life. You're just going to have it in order, and then you're going to be able to focus on the things that you need to do in order to be successful in real estate.
that's solid gold right there. I love it.
Me too.
That's good. Okay, coming in for the last little bit here. What's your favorite business or real estate book that you've read?
Not a huge business book reader, and I'm not going to say the whole title, but it's basically Un-F Yourself.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like the guy's accent on the audiobook too.
Yes.
It's like a Scottish guy.
Yes, I would say for mindset, that was a game changer for me, for sure. So
You get in your head a lot and you got to get out of there. Is that kind of the, okay.
Got to separate emotion. Got to take the emotion out of it.
Awesome. Okay. And if anybody wants to reach out to you, how do they get in touch with you?
You can email me. It's Shelby@queencityhomesales.com, or you could text or email me at 513-781-9494.
Awesome. And you guys heard it in the email address, queencityhomesales.com. If you want to get in touch with Shelby, wealth of knowledge. You've got an awesome brand and your people love you. So thanks for sharing with us, and have an awesome day.
Awesome. See ya.
See you later.